So, all weekend I've been here on and off cutting cords. Okay, this is my cutting cords card. And that doesn't have to be specific, but I'm going to share a poem I wrote 11/5/2023. It's called Cutting Cords. Hold on, holding on to let go. So I do, with the words so few. If you only knew how much I grew, this cord, had to be cut. For as long as I stayed, I was hanging myself, placing myself on the shelf, harming my health. So I cut the cord and stepped into my own shore where no one keeps score. Whether I'm good or bad, or happy or sad, I let you go for me, you see. I was like a fly in the spider web. I remembered I had black obsidian and a lot of power within, and began cutting and cutting again and again. Any and all had to go that was choking my growth. I love me and learning to be free and learning to be me uniquely. You see, I had to cut cords. I had to let you go for me. You see, this poem was written at a time where I was leaving half of my family, meaning I was in a blended family with my partner and his two children. And it was very hard to make that decision. But I was very unhealthy mentally, physically, because the relationship was unhealthy. No matter whose fault it was, it doesn't matter. Sometimes when you're being called to cut cords, you just got to. And it might hurt for a long time after the decision. But you have to. You gotta trust yourself. And honestly, when you don't follow through with your intuition and you keep not doing that, you start harming the relationship between you and your higher self, like your trust in yourself, in your own knowledge, your own knowing, which is something we'll be talking about a lot more over time. Not like right now a whole lot, but in other videos about healing your own relationship with your own intuition. Hi guys. And cutting cords is not only in relationships with a partner. Cutting cords can be your mindset, some habits, some addictions, some routines. It can be even relationships in your family. It doesn't have to be like boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, or wife. It can be just toxic relationships. So I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer, but I am saying that if some of you are stuck in Debbie Downer energy, it may be because you need to cut ties with something, someone, or some mindset. And if you don't ever take the step, it will be like that. Cycles just repeat. They just repeat. They just repeat. So until you do it, it just keeps growing and repeating. It just keeps growing and repeating. And you're worth fighting for. You are absolutely worth fighting for. You're absolutely worth going the extra mile. And if that means taking yourself on dates, if that means buying yourself the Starbucks coffee and bringing yourself flowers home, if that means running your own bath with roses and ceremonial or whatever, like, if that means that, then you have to do that for yourself. Sometimes you super, super duper duper have to put yourself first. And no one else can be the cheerleader for you as much as you can. to do that. So, and then once you decide to cut a cord and you walk away, then you need to take some time with yourself, really listen inside, and ask yourself, why did you attract that? Why did you love that? Why was that okay for so long? And it's not to make you feel guilt, okay? Like, it's okay to feel that for a moment because that's going to make you correct yourself as long as you don't let it cause depression or something. But um, that's really hard. That's really hard what I just read that came through. Um, I recently, the person, I'm not going to say your name because you didn't, yeah, the person that just wrote a message on here, a comment, I recently reflected on, and I'm not saying you're toxic, this is just an example in a personal way for me. Since I was young, I noticed that I would get out of a relationship and I would start a relationship. Okay, like right away, like I couldn't be alone. And now I know why that is, but I didn't know that until recently. And I'm 36, so um, it's not healthy to push into a relationship right away out of other relationships. I'm not saying that it can't ever happen and that you can't ever be fully healed, but it's not a great idea to jump into a relationship with a lot of pain, because you bring that pain and you bring that heaviness into your partner's life too. So though I know that you're considering and thinking about how to have some kind of closure, and I think that that's what you should focus on right now, is that closure. And cord cutting is fine. Cord cutting is fine to do without necessarily the intent of making space for someone else. Make space for your own wholeness, your own self-love. Self-love is the biggest thing that I can share with all of you. When I tell you, and I don't want to make this about me, especially because how sensitive the subject is we're on right now, self-love is so huge. And when I tell you I built a $500,000 house with a husband of 12 years, and it never felt like home because there was abuse there, there was fear there was so much pain there. But if I actually loved myself then, I wouldn't have stayed that long. I wouldn't have let my children be there that long. I wouldn't have even built that house because it wouldn't have our marriage wouldn't have lasted that long. But I did. And now I'm able to share with you guys how important it is to, for you who's leaving the recent comments, the most recent comments, hold yourself in your pain. It's okay to hurt. That's really, really huge pain. I'm so sorry. No. Yeah. Yeah, you do learn to live with it. I'm not gonna lie, there's still pain. Just because of how much. You know, you're right. Time doesn't always heal the things that we experience. It does make us stronger and different and change us. And sometimes we're longing to be the same person we used to be. I think it's very important to grow away from that mindset. If anybody of you or anybody thinks that you should stay in your mindset, um, or who you used to be, to reach back there, I really think coming to terms and peace with who that was back there is okay, that it's that. And now I'm evolving to be better. I'm changing, and that's okay. I accept that I'm changing. Um, there's a lot of remorse in people. Somebody asked me what's on my mind, and so I'm sharing with you guys why I'm answering this way suddenly. I feel a lot of remorse for people and in people. And I do believe that there's ways of channeling and processing. I'm not saying get rid of. remorse, but to hold space for it. It's really important. It's really important to hold yourself as you are and to not let yourself feel guilty for taking so much time to do so. You're human, and you deserve to feel, no matter how weird and how we were customized and taught to hold a smile, be strong for everybody, be a good friend, put other people first. I can't tell you to do that. I don't know what any of you have been through, but I know that telling yourself not to feel is not the answer. I am literally on purpose teaching myself how to feel at 36 because PTSD sucks, because I went through abuse, because things happened when I was younger, because this, and that. But I don't want to be sad over spilt milk, but sometimes out of nowhere, sadness comes through to me. And I don't want to tell myself, shut that up, don't feel it. I don't want to tell the child self of me or the adult self of me not to feel. Music is very good for the soul. Um, this is interesting. I read something said, I listen to sad music to make me cry when I feel like I need to cry. And I thought that was really interesting because a lot of people try to avoid crying, you know? I'm learning not to do that. I'm learning to allow the energy to move through and to wash out of me rather than close it up and tell it not to be felt. Yeah, I agree. And then let's say you're not in the mood to be sad anymore and you feel like you dealt with it. You want to put some music on and you want to jive in a good way, you know? Jive in a good way to some good music that will put you in a better mood. Music is a great way. Healing frequencies is a great way. I like 714 hertz, 963 hertz, 432 hertz, not 440. I don't know if any of you know about the healing frequencies, the solfeggio, the effects of it on the chakra system from the root to the crown, and it helps harmonize that. It's super crucially important. Crying is a very good way to release. It absolutely is. Sleep travel is really cool. Dreaming is very cool. I am definitely a vivid, avid dreamer. I dream every time I sleep, so I can resonate with that for sure. I would like to astral project. I did once when I was younger, but I would like to do it again. I think I almost have a few times and I got scared. So then I regrounded and stayed in my body because I was scared. That's probably happened like 4 times. But feelings are very real and dreams feel very real. And the ones that feel the realest the most are the ones I think that we need to pay attention to and listen. And they're not always literal. Oftentimes they are literally metaphorical and they have many layers, or they're more simple than we try to make them. And that's one of the things that I do is dream interpretation. So if any of you would be interested in, reaching out, and we could do it live or we could do it separate than live, I can help you interpret your dreams and grow from them. Some people have repeating dreams for many years until they get the revelation of it, and it never comes back. It never comes back. They just got closure. They got peace. They got growth. It's a beautiful thing. I do have some that I wish could be healthy relationships. So somebody asked, do you have any relationships in your life that you wish could be healthy? And I would say, it's not that I wish the relationship would be healthy. I just I think that both people can work on healthier aspects of themselves because we both come from different brokenness and tragedies and things. So, but we're both really good at holding space for that, I think. So, but yes, in the past, 100% and for sure. Finding a harmonious balance for the differences is hugely important in keeping the intimacy. Um, do you like the dreams that you're having? So you said you feel like never waking up because of the dreams. Because the dreams are good or because they're um, scary? Like, yeah, it is like having the fifth dimension. It's so cool. It's very, very cool. Uh, Sometimes I wake up and I'm like, oh, this is real life, and that was not real life for just a moment, like 20 minutes. Sometimes I'll have to adjust um, to realizing, oh, this is the real reality for just a moment. And then my feet are back on the ground. Well, that's good that they're good dreams. That's good. Yeah, I know. Sometimes I'm like, oh, that was a really good dream. I'd like to stay in that one. Stay here for a couple of years. I can understand that. Well, okay, guys, I am getting ready to do some things with the baby and hang out with my daughter. But let me know if you guys are interested in dream interpretations or have information on how to do that with Encompass LLC. Like and subscribe for more if you haven't already. And you guys have a beautiful day. And don't forget to work on cutting those cords if you feel called to. Don't forget, because we don't want things holding on to us that can let go. Okay? And then we can be free. And then reach that abundance. Citrine. Reaching abundance. This is 3 citrine stones. I know it's kind of blurry. It's all about abundance, all about drawing it in and being really thankful for the small things and the great things. So keep your head up. Be blessed. Thanks for being with me. Good night, guys.